Hello and welcome. You are watching News9 Live. I'm Krishna Kumar and I'm being joined by the political editor Brajesh Pandey in the studios here for a very important news development that we're discussing and analyzing at this stage, and that is the biggest blow to the BJP ahead of the Karnataka State Assembly elections, with Jagdish Shettar resigning from the BJP and joining the Congress party immediately. It's a big blow to the BJP ahead of the elections. Former Chief Minister Jagdish Shettar has joined the Congress party in the presence of Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress party president, at the party office in Bengaluru. This comes after Jagdish Shettar's resignation from the primary membership of the Bharatiya Janata Party. After submitting his resignation, Shettar held an elaborate discussion with Congress party leaders including Siddaramaiah, MB Patil, Randeep Singh Surjewala, among others, at Congress MLA Shamanuru Shivashankarappa's residence in Bengaluru. Let's first listen to all the sound bites and then we continue this discussion.
ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೊಂದೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರು ನನಗೆ ಆಘಾತ ಆಯಿತು, ವೇದನೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಒಂದು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಹಿರಿಯ ನಾಯಕನಿಗೆ ಏನೊಂದು ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು, ಅದು ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ನೋವಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಜಗದೀಶ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ವಿಸನ್ನು ಪಕ್ಷದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ತಗೋತೀವಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಉನ್ನತ ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸಲ ನೀವು ಚುನಾವಣೆಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಲೋದು ಬೇಡ.
Congress party, no one will demand when anyone joins to Congress party, there will be no demand, no discussion, nothing. They will agree the principle and the leadership of the Congress party. We want to keep the country united. Only Congress party can keep the country united and safe.
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು ಇದೇ ಥರ ಅವತ್ತಿನ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂಥ ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸುತ್ತಿಸಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ 180 ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸೀಟ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ಅನಾರೋಗ್ಯ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕಿರುವಂಥ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಮುಂದಿದೆ. ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗದ ನಾಯಕರು ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟಸನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಂಥ ಬಂಗಾರಪ್ಪ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಮುಂದಿದೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ವಿಭಜನೆ ಆದಾಗ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಂದಿರಾ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಂದಂಥ ದೇವರಾಜ್ ಅರಸು ಅವರನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂಥ ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಅವಮಾನಿತರು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ದೇವರಾಜ್ ಅಂತ ಧೀಮಂತ ನಾಯಕನ ಅವಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷ, ಹುಟ್ಟು ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರನ ಅವಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಂಗಾರಪ್ಪನವರು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷ.
All right, and now we take this across to, we have our guests, Professor Chambi Puranik, a political analyst, joining us, and we also have my colleague Mahesh Chitnis joining us from Bengaluru. Stay with us. Let me first take this across to our political editor Brajesh Pandey, and then we'll bring this across to the guests. Brajesh, it's very obvious, it's staring in the face of things, isn't it? A former chief minister from the BJP, a former speaker of the Karnataka Assembly when BJP came to power on its own in Karnataka back in 2008, 6-time MLA, and a Lingayat face. I mean, it can't get better than this for the Congress party.
Well, and a RSS member to boost, and with also a background in ABVP. Well, yes, it is a big boost for the Congress party because Jagdish Shettar joining the Congress party and going and most likely getting a ticket from where he is currently the MLA, the Hubli Dharwad. See, the point is that his induction in the Congress party is definitely going to be the shot in arm as far as the Congress party is concerned, because it also sends a signal that the reason why he opted for the Congress party is that Congress party is on the uptick. The chances of, or at least the way things are being narrated, the narration right now in the state of Karnataka is that it favors the Congress party more than it is favoring the BJP, because we have seen a lot of desertion from the BJP, and this is a second big ticket conquest which has gone to the Congress party and has come from the BJP. Now, see, any party which loses something of the caliber of Shettar will always say that he was we didn't give him ticket, he should have listened to us, and so on and so forth. But the fact is that he was the only ticket for which he went back to Delhi post when he was denied the ticket. He went to Delhi, met Prahlad Joshi, met JP Nadda, met Dharmendra Pradhan. So there were actually talks of accommodating him, but somehow, you know, that couldn't happen. And I think his going to Congress is a shot in arm for the Congress. His coming from Lingayat community, it's like, you know, getting all your boxes ticked as far as getting someone good in your team.
Right. Professor Chambi Puranik, my question at this stage is how come the BJP let go of somebody like Jagdish Shettar? I mean, it's the Hubli-Dharwad constituency which he's been representing for so long. He's a Lingayat face. He has spoken to the top brass in Delhi. And yet, a 6-time MLA, former Chief Minister and a former Speaker of the Karnataka State Assembly does not get a ticket from his own Hubli constituency. That surprises me.
Yeah, it is a big surprise to the people of Karnataka that when much senior people than Mr. Jagdish Shettar in age, they have been accommodated. But next to Mr. Yediyurappa, I think Jagdish Shettar is a very tall figure of the entire Karnataka itself. But from among Lingayats, he commands a lot of respect because he is a clean image and he has been a very moderate kind of force, to bring all different sects of Lingayat. You know, in Lingayats there are Banjigas, there are Sadhas, there are Ganigas, and many other groups of people. And Mr. Bommai belongs to a very prominent sect of Lingayats Sadhar group. But he needs the support of the other sects also. So which perhaps, Mr. Yediyurappa and Jagdish Shettar combined together, they would have given more strength to already, the kind of problems or dissatisfaction that BJP is facing in the distribution of seats and all that. That could have been, prevented to some extent. But unfortunately, this is a big setback to BJP in terms of North Karnataka, and also his whatever close links in different parts of Karnataka. They are also very important because he is connected with prominent Lingayat families and also some of the OBCs that are there. So
right.
I think, BJP has tried to say that we are a party with a discipline, and Gujarat model will work in Karnataka by replacing or removing some 8-10 ministers and then another 50-55 the sitting MLAs and all that.
Right.
I don't think the Gujarat model can be imported to Karnataka.
Fair enough.
Because Karnataka electorate as such, and the whole country knows, they are quite mature, very enlightened people. The unfortunate thing is there is a third player, the King James Spoiler, or you can say Kingmaker, that is JDS. So in such a situation, comparing this to Gujarat model and say that Gujarat model and our party discipline or the command of the high command work here, I think, decision makers at the high command level, they may not be aware of the ground realities. Who are all the people finally who take decision? That is, there is no, for your information, all of you know as political analysts, that there is no inner democracy inside any party in this country. So there are caucuses. There are groups of people which are there. And in BJP also is no exception because, some people say some people sitting in Delhi, they dictate terms and they install or remove chief ministers or even ministers and others. This kind of thing that is happening. I think it is a kind of new experience for people of Karnataka, having seen the treatment meted out to Mr. Yediyurappa. And even though Mr. Yediyurappa confidently says that all Lingayats are together with me and all that, because he is not going to be the chief minister. Nor Mr. Jagdish Shettar would have been chief minister also. I think the BJP people could have thought this, that to alienate or betray or even disappoint or deny a ticket for a senior leader.
Yeah.
I don't think BJP's principles or ideology would have been affected.
Right.
There is something much more than what you and me see it also, because Jagdish Shettar is such a moderate force.
Absolutely.
I can't compare Lakshman
Mahesh, the fact of the matter is Jagdish Shettar is a very moderate force. That's what Chambi Puranik is saying. The fact of the matter is that Jagdish Shettar was not even given a ticket, leave alone other big ambitions. It's the basic he's asking for. He's won from the ticket time and again. How did it happen that he does not get a ticket from Hubli-Dharwad constituency? And more importantly, how much of a split in the Lingayat vote, if at all it will happen, with him moving to the Congress party?
As the Chief Minister said that there will be an impact, but they have said that they are trying to make strategies to reduce the impact. Krishna, I just read the quote that Shettar has made today after joining Congress. I quote, after B.S. Yediyurappa, I am the senior most leader in the Lingayat community. They might have thought that if I become an MLA, I might become the leader of the community. That might be the reason why they have pushed me out of the party. I must have been sidelined for being a Lingayat leader. That's what Shettar said. You know, when with this statement, Shettar has given a new spin to the entire story. So now that comes to the point that he also alleged that there is a conspiracy behind him. So some of the his close aides have been hinting that there is a chance of Shettar becoming the chief minister if the BJP comes to the power. So who are the players who are eyeing the chief minister post? Of course, the Basavaraj Bommai, Prahlad Joshi, and of course the BL Santosh. So there is a think tank within the political circle that these three leaders might have played crucial game to deny a ticket to Jagdish Shettar. See, it's not a matter. It's a matter of fact that if BJP truly wanted Shettar to be in the party, they could have easily retained him. Shettar himself has said that he was offered, central ministry or a governor post and some other responsibilities within the party, but he denied it, saying that he only wanted an MLA seat and nothing else. So I think somewhere within the BJP, a section of leaders wanted him to go, and that's what has happened. But I think BJP could not have assumed that he will go ahead and join the Congress party. That has come as a big surprise for the BJP party.
So you're saying that the BJP didn't expect the Jagdish Shettar to join the Congress party. That was a surprise to the BJP. Professor Chambi Puranik, would you concur with that? The BJP wanted Jagdish Shettar out on some level, but they really didn't think that it would be so immediate, so quick that he will just walk across and join the Congress party.
in politics, the old age-old adage, there are no permanent friends and permanent enemies. They are only permanent interests. And from Jagdish Shettar's point of view, I agree with our previous speaker who made a point that there were some kind of inner conspiracies to ease out Mr. Jagdish Shettar in the name of seniority or giving a chance to the fresh blood, youngsters like that and all. That is too late, You are, deciding all these things and explaining. But I think Jagdish Shettar's only single demand was, why I have been denied ticket? That nobody has answered. And Jagdish Shettar himself said that this shows that Mr. Yediyurappa is now out of the power kind of opportunities or setup and all that. So next one was naturally Mr. Jagdish Shettar as senior. But perhaps, you wouldn't have been chief minister because, the remote control of BJP in the exuberance of winning one state after the other and all that because of
and the Lingayat vote, both of which are very important to the BJP. The Hubli Dharwad seat, which is won time and again.
Double engine, Modi factor, and Yediyurappa also is there, no doubt. Yediyurappa is, but now Yediyurappa's strength is reduced. The very diplomatic silence of Mr. Yediyurappa itself indicates that the Lingayats have been sidelined and no Lingayat is going to be chief minister. It doesn't matter. But Jagdish Shettar could have been a senior person, elected member and all that because it was a sure seat. Now, not only Jagdish Shettar, he is going to affect 5-6 seats. Apart from that, his own somebody who is very rich and a very prominent leader in Congress party, that is Shamno Shivsankarappa, and the kind of resources he commands. Perhaps, he will add more strength or fodder or power to Jagdish Shettar to fight the elections, not only in his constituency, in 5-6 constituencies in that area.
Right.
Jagdish Shettar is still a tall name. And also Lingayats, apart from Lingayats, he is also liked by all other communities. That's the factor which BJP has ignored. So that means to show that BJP High Command, without sensing the ground realities, has erred in denying a ticket to Mr. Jagdish Shettar. By denying him, you are also facing the risk of losing 6 to 7 seats. Also because already the predictions are, as we come nearer to the kind of polls, there are going to be a hung assembly. And Mr. Kumaraswamy is very confident because though he says he is contesting for 123 or so, but he will definitely concentrate on 50, 60 seats, and few of them perhaps in central Karnataka or Lingayat Karnataka. So where are you going to get? So Congress may end up with 90, 92, or BJP may end up with 95, 98, and then the rest are taken by
Right,
JDS.
right. Fair enough. Professor Chambi Puranik, stay with us. Professor Chambi Puranik, stay with us. I'm going to take this to Brijesh Pandey, our political editor. Brijesh, the thing is that you're talking about the seat calculation. So as with the date approaches, now it's like you're talking about 90 odd seats for the Congress or the BJP. Then you have the JDS coming in. How much of this close contest, hung election will change with Jagdish Shettar's move to the Congress party? It's not one seat, as Professor Chambi Puranik is talking about. Jagdish Shettar might be a Lingayat leader, but he's liked by all communities. He has relatives, family people who can help get another 5 seats. We're talking about 5 to 6 seats that the BJP is letting go by letting go Jagdish Shettar.
Well, I think the BJP must have done their own calculations, because we see how they plan each and every seat, and we have seen this to be executed with deadly precision in the states of Uttar Pradesh and also in the state of Gujarat. So it'll be very interesting to see what exactly went through the mind of people who decided ticket or thought of denying Jagdish Shettar their ticket, because the thing which we are discussing is also available to them. They also know this thing. But the fact is that I agree that that BJP was thinking that he may go into a sulking mood, but him joining the Congress is something which they must have not bargained for. And now the biggest challenge for Jagdish Shettar is not to win his own seat. The biggest challenge for Jagdish Shettar is the kind of the kind of defeat he can get, the kind of victory he can get for the Congress party in as many seats as possible, because then that message he will be able to send a message that not only me, but I have also destroyed the chances of BJP winning in these many seats. The fact that he's a tall Lingayat leader also helps the Congress party, because usually BJP thinks of itself as a custodian of the Lingayat vote, with Yedurappa the tallest leader. Yedurappa is also not that much happy. So it will be very, very interesting to see how much of a division can Jagdish Shettar get to do in the Lingayat community. If he's successful, then I don't think that there's going to be a hung assembly, as the professor was talking about. If he's not successful, then yes, we may look at a hung assembly. One other interesting thing is that only 3 days are left for the filing of nominations. The JDS is yet to announce more than 80 seats. They are yet to announce candidates for more than 80 seats. So it will be extremely interesting that whether they are waiting for the very last time to see how many stalwarts from both Congress and BJP who don't get ticket in their respective party joins them, and whether they get to be a kingmaker or not.
Right. Mahesh Chitnis, is JDS then playing the waiting game to see what is going back and forth between the BJP and the Congress party? And more importantly, talk to us about the Shettar factor, which is what we're discussing. How crucial will be a Shettar factor? Because it's not only the Hubli-Dharwad constituency, it's not only that one seat. As Professor Chambi Puranik is telling us, Shettar has the capability to bring in another 5 seats to the Congress party, and also bring in a lot of the Lingayat votes to the Congress party, whereas the BJP considers itself to be the custodian of the Lingayat community. We understand now that Yedurappa is also not very happy with Shettar leaving the BJP. Tell us, in terms of the election dynamics, how crucial will be the Shettar factor?
I think Shettar factor will have an impact on BJP, but whether it will have a huge swing to defeat a particular candidate, I doubt that. In Dharwad district, there are 7 seats, out of which 4 are held by BJP and 3 are held by Congress. See, in Dharwad district, if you see the pattern, the Lingayats and the significant Brahmin votes there have voted for a party as a whole, not as a candidate. So, in this being such a case, I doubt that with Shettar, joining Congress, it will have a huge impact. But I think there will be a vote swing of 2 to 3%, but it will be scattered in nature across 8 to 10 seats where the Shettar holds a significant clout, but not in a particular constituency. You mentioned that Yedurappa is unhappy. Definitely, I think what we can infer here is when Yedurappa said that 99% Shettar will be given a ticket, and he himself has spoken to the High Command to give a ticket to Shettar. This gives us a conclusion that even Yedurappa does not hold enough clout which he used to enjoy earlier. So even Yedurappa was unable to get a ticket to Shettar. That shows that the Congress has been pushing its agenda that Lingayats are being sidelined. So I think Congress will use Shettar and push their agenda further to who the Lingayat community, which they have lost massively in the 2018 assembly polls when they tried to divide get a separate Lingayat tag during the election year, which did not work in their favor. So I think Shettar factor might be limited in the when it comes to the elections. But I think as a whole, we'll have to wait and watch how the Lingayat community will take a decision, because they have lost two of their tallest leader in less than 15 days, and it will be important to see how BJP will do a damage control in the next few days.
Professor Chambi Puranik, and that's what this leaves BJP with, isn't it? The BJP right now is in a situation where it has to do damage control with the Lingayat community. And let's face it, the fact that you are estimating 90 odd seats or 100 seats for the BJP, which could be one possibility, is based on the fact that the Lingayat community votes in unison for the BJP. All Lingayat votes come to the BJP. That's the only reason where you are expecting a great performance from the BJP in the upcoming elections. And looks like now, for even that to happen, for them to even retain their 90 odd seats, they will need to do damage control with the Lingayat community.
Yeah, what you are saying, what I also assumed and talked to a number of channels or newspapers, the same thing I said. The BJP has an edge over the other two parties like Congress and JDS and all that. But the kind of post-resignation drama or developments, they themselves indicate that slowly the Lingayats are getting disillusioned, because they feel that after Yediyurappa, perhaps Jagdish Shettar would have been a very moderate link between all the groups within the Lingayat community and also with the High Command, BJP and all that. That is there. Now he had such kind of relations and all that. But all of a sudden, focusing on Jagdish Shettar, I am not talking, as I said in the beginning, about Lakshman Saudi, because Lakshman Saudi's, not getting seat was already planned, because Ramesh Jarkiwali was insisting that you must give it to Mahesh Kamthalli. So that means a man with resources and the kind of clout that he enjoys in 16 or 17 constituencies in Belgaum district, perhaps must have played overwhelmingly in favor of Mahesh Kamthalli and Lakshman Saudi not getting the ticket. But that's okay. That would have been, to some extent, damage would have been made. Now, it is difficult to manage the damage after the exit of a very well-accepted, very clean personality. And, Jagdish Shettar says, not even an iota of allegation against me. So please tell me. So this is going to appeal to the people of Karnataka, not only for Lingayats. So Lingayats also know that in future, Mr. Bommai will not be made chief minister by BJP, even if they reach nearer to that magic number of 113. Forgetting that, right now, the situation is the Lingayats are divided. They will not vote as one unit or majority unit in favor of BJP just because Mr. Yediyurappa is there, or Yediyurappa is appealing or canvassing for BJP party and all. Because they also know what is the treatment given to Yediyurappa earlier and also how he has been portrayed. Second, in the entire distribution of seats, how many seats Mr. Yediyurappa must have got? Maybe about 29, 30, not more than that. So if BJP gets majority support, definitely Yediyurappa's voice will be heard, but not the same way as it was there before the resignation of Mr. Jagdish Shettar. Because it's a very serious kind of setback for BJP, according to me, because I know the pulse of the people, having been observer of or student of Karnataka politics so deeply for last 55 years,
right.
Seeing chief ministers from Kendal Hanumantaya to the present chief minister, I know the kind of mood that swings depending on the personality.
Right.
So,
Let's talk
if
about
an
the mood.
honest person like Jagdish Shettar is denied, definitely BJP has many things to answer.
Absolutely, many things to absolutely. Mahesh Chitnis, the fact of the matter is that there is, Professor Chambi Puranik is talking about the connect on the ground. What is happening on the ground? Is BJP missing a trick by not understanding, who's the person who has the connect on the ground? You're talking about a person who could be the replacement to B.S. Yediyurappa as the tallest Lingayat leader in the party. Tell us, Mahesh, before you come to you, let me quickly listen to what Ashwath Narayanan, Minister of the BJP in Karnataka, had to say, and then we'll continue this conversation.
People are very intelligent. They can understand the challenges. See, Jagdish Shettar, he was made a sixth time with the people's blessing and the party's opportunity, and he was even made a chief minister. He was also a party president. He was a leader of the opposition. He has occupied all the positions. So even after getting everything, if he has left the party, what will the people say? How will they look at him?
Mahesh, look at what Ashwin Narayan is saying. How will the people look at it? Are you looking at a situation where, you're talking about an RSS man, you're talking about an ABVP man who's been in the BJP for more than 3 decades, suddenly joining the Congress party with less than a matter of weeks to go before the elections. Will the people support Jagdish Shettar at the ballot box like they have been over the last 3 decades?
I think Jagdish Shettar might himself get a confusion, whether to wear a saffron cap or a Congress shawl, because he has been with the BJP for past 30 years, and even it's not an easy thing for even Congress leaders to campaign suddenly in favor of the Jagdish Shettar, because all these days they have been opposing him and they have been targeting him in a huge way. And if when one day suddenly you ask him to support the man who have been opposing for so many years, it's difficult for them also. But I think Jagdish Shettar might win his own seat, with the influence he enjoys in his own constituency. But apart from that, I doubt how much significantly he might, contribute to the victory of victory to Congress in the neighboring constituencies. See, I think with this Shettar being denied a ticket, it sends also a bad message to the party cadre in Hubli Dharwad. See, if a person like Shettar can be denied an opportunity, that can happen to anybody else. So
once again, Mahesh, so you're saying that this is a case of the central leadership in Karnataka, Bengaluru based, sort of being biased against North Karnataka, Hubli Dharwad constituency people, which has been the case for a very long time, and that bias sort of showing here as well.
Yeah, true. One thing that can be accepted as saying that, but see, if you analyze the two incidents of handling of Jagdish Shettar and Housing Minister V. Somanna was openly speaking against the party leaders and being upset with the party for allegedly sidelining in the BJP. It was indirectly targeting directly Yediyurappa, but it was Amit Shah who visited his house and summoned him to Delhi and pacified him. Mind you, he's 22-year-old. But in case of Jagdish Shettar, he's 67-year-old and he's only saying that I just need a MLA seat, nothing else. He was just summoned to Delhi and met JP Nadda, and within 2 days he got a hint that the ticket was yet to be announced. But Shettar got a hint that he might miss a ticket and called a meeting of his supporters and almost decided that he will be resigning from the party. On the same day, Prahlad Joshi, Bombay and Dharmendra Pradhan held a meeting of around 30 minutes, and after that Shettar announced that he will be quitting the party. Right. So handling of these two cases shows the priority, in which the party wanted to be. Right. So it looks like party wanted to sideline Shettar, and end of that it happened when he joined Congress. Right. But coming to the kingmaker, just you mentioned that the JDS factor. One thing that is very interesting happening is from the past 15 days, many incumbent MLAs and people who are upset for denying a ticket are joining JDS. So where the JDS had its no presence at all, so it is getting the presence now. And if JDS manages to get around 7 to 8 seats here, apart from the old Mysore region where it is expected to get around 25 seats, I think it is bound to going to be a kingmaker, and it will be a huge problem for both BJP and the Congress.
Right. Mahesh, stay with us. We'll talk about that factor as well. I'm going to take this back to Brijesh Pandey, political editor. Brijesh, you're sitting here in Delhi. You know what goes on in the BJP top brass. You're watching all of this. They also say, right, whichever party that you see more people defecting to, that's where the wind is blowing.
Yeah, it's a one way of assessing which way the wind is blowing, because usually nobody who is very comfortable in a particular party or has been in a party for a very long time until unless he senses that kind of positivity, he will never make the jump. Politicians don't play a 2020; they aim for a test match. That is how that is the nature of the game. But as I was saying, one of the key thing is that once Jagdish Shettar was left out, as Mahesh was saying, as we discussed before that as well, Yedurappa said that that 99% of the chance he'll get a ticket. And after that, immediately there was a meeting with Prahlad Joshi. Then we went to meet Nadda. Then we went to meet Dharmendra Pradhan. And post that, this thing was not done. So I'm not saying that how much of a factor Jagdish Shettar is going to be in the victory of this thing, but he can definitely do damage to the BJP. And for the party which says that, or which claims that it has a monopoly over the Lingayat votes, two people falling out, and this Yedurappa also not being in the most powerful position, it doesn't augur well for the party as well as for the community, because we have seen how when Yedurappa shifted, it costed BJP power in the state. So will we see Lingayats do some sort of recalibration, also put some eggs in the Congress basket, or will they just go one stock barrel? Will be very, very interesting to look forward to, because that and the next election 2024 is like barely less than a month. So,
definitely, yeah. So the Lingayats will have to be planning for 2 elections.
If there is a split, then it will have a far-reaching consequences.
Oh my goodness, Professor Chambi Puranik, and that's the problem over here for the BJP, isn't it? You have a Karnataka State Assembly elections, and then you have the Lok Sabha elections coming up very soon, and will the Lingayat community also put some eggs in the Congress basket, so to speak?
Yeah, I slightly disagree with what your editor mentioned, that apart from winning his seat, Jagdish Shettar has no clout beyond that. I think it is not that simple, as we see the developments that are taking place. Not a single Lingayat seer or group of seers, they have come forward.
No, Professor Chambi, I never said that.
Don't leave the party. Yeah, don't leave the party. When Yedurappa was denied, or when he was being given this kind of signal, hundreds of them.
Professor Chambi, Brijesh this side. I never said that he will not have any impact other than his seat. I said we'll have to wait and watch as to what kind of impact he will have.
I'm saying, taking I'm sorry if I have mistaken or wrongly read your statement. The question is, not many Lingayat leaders, including the so-called powerful Lingayats in BJP party, have welcomed it. In the heart of heart, including Yedurappa, I feel that Yedurappa also feels that he has been sidelined, because he was consistently recommending for Jagdish Shettar. Second factor, as we all know, the Lingayat mutts, the Swamiji seers and all that, nobody has told Mr. Jagdish Shettar not to leave the party. They are interested in their own community or interests of the Lingayats themselves in general, because already the kind of developments that are taking place, that no future Lingayat will be a CM, that they know very well. So even knowing well, they would have supported BJP, because Mr. Jagdish Shettar was a very tall leader who I don't think expected chief minister, but as an elderly person, he could have brought all the factors or forces together. Now, unfortunately, what has happened is that opportunity. Now, coming to your point of the effect of 2023 elections to 2024, I think there BJP has certain advantages, because their Modi factor will definitely work. See, the Karnataka people are very enlightened, mature voters. Though they are unfortunately crushed or imposed or punished by this hung assembly. But as far as Lok Sabha is concerned, they know the double engine effect will be very good. And Modi himself, very person who has no major scandals and all that, barring some of the outbursts of opposition parties saying that the misuse of central agencies and all that, these are all common things. Congress has done it more than BJP. So if you take a statistical analysis, definitely the blame will be more on Congress. So that kind of allegation and other public memory is short. But in Lok Sabha, Jagdish Shettar, whether he is in Congress and he is campaigning for Congress against Modi in Lok Sabha, I don't think that will happen. But in 2023, definitely, both from the people's or Lingayat side, plus his own supporters from other communities, and including Jagdish Shettar's image itself, perhaps it will be definitely going to be a big risk or a damage factor I don't know how BJP will try to control this damage, because my worry is, as a very keen student of politics of Karnataka, because you are all in Delhi. My worry is the very party which had the advantage of bringing simple majority into the party for governance, is losing that opportunity by such strategic mistakes.
Right.
These are all strategic blunders, I would say.
Mahesh Chitnis,
Professor
Professor Chambi Puranik believes that if there is any party that has the capability to form a simple majority, it's the BJP. Now that it has made these strategic, crucial mistakes, are we again now moving towards a proper hung assembly in Karnataka like it always is, with the JDS being the kingmaker? And you've just been telling us about the prominence of the JDS from being completely out of the picture to because of defections, now gaining prominence. Will the Jagdish Shettar move to Congress party, sort of aid that process of arriving at a hung assembly in Karnataka more than anything else?
I think the clear picture might emerge around April 20, when the nomination process completes. I think we'll have some more clear clarity on who are the candidates and what are the potential prospects. I just want to add to the regarding the Lingayats debate that Chambi Puranik was saying. There is a division within the Panchamsali Lingayats. We have seen that during the reservation issue protests, there were two sides which were, one side was demanding for a 2B reservation, and another side was happy with the BJP government when they converted from 3A 3B to 2C 2D. The Harihar Mutt was comfortable with it, but Jayamrutyunjay Swamiji went ahead and staged the protest, which forced the government to scrap that 2B reservation meant for Muslims and divide it between Lingayats and Vakkaligas. So it's not simple that all Lingayats will be voting for BJP. There are divisions within the Lingayats and Mutts. So that will be a crucial factor for the upcoming assembly elections, and how the BJP will speak with them and try to pacify that they are still with them, and they are not alienating in any other leaders, especially the Lingayat leaders, in the name of Shettar or Saudi.
Right, Mahesh Chitnis is joining us from Karnataka. Brijesh, let me bring this back to you. Defections were going to be the state of play as far as Karnataka. It should not be considered as a surprise. There have been so many defections already. This is probably BJP will turn around and say this is 10 plus 1, 11. It is the 11th defection, so to speak. In that sense, do you see this in the state of play that Karnataka exists right now? This is a problem for the BJP, what has happened right now, and not necessarily bolstering Congress enough for them to get a simple majority.
Well, I think it is a problem for the BJP because, as Mahesh very rightly said, that or Professor Chambi, that if Lingayats were against this shifting of Jagdish Shettar to Congress party, someone would have reached out to him and said that you should stay put to BJP and don't switch sides to the Congress. It might hurt the community chances or things like that. Nothing of that sort happened. And with Jagdish Shettar is also not a very small fry as far as the politics of Karnataka is concerned. We may deliberate on what kind of impact he will have or he will have not, but the fact that
certainly not small.
He's certainly not small, and the fact that Yedurappa also batted him and also said openly that he will have 99% of the chance he will get back the ticket. It's not like he would have made that statement out of thin air. He must have also gotten some sort of feedback. Yep. And of all the people who have denied tickets, Shettar was the only person who the entire top brass of the BJP agreed to meet. So this showed that he had some sort of standing with the top brass also. I think the BJP, what BJP is doing is that there's a ad catch line on the ad which says "Pure ghar ke badal dalunga." They are going with that kind of mindset right now, where all kind of major changes, senior leaders being sidelined and all. So how does this sidelining of the senior leader helps the BJP? Is the BJP not fighting 2023 and preparing themselves for 2024? Could be one of the factors. But I think sidelining of these many people doesn't augur well for the BJP in what many believe is going to be a close knit fight.
Professor Chambi Puranik, so in that sense, this is an overall overhaul of the BJP in Karnataka, which is targeting 2024 Lok Sabha Assembly elections. Would you agree with that assessment?
No. Lok Sabha elections, I don't think BJP should worry right now. They should worry about getting a simple majority. Like 113 or so. That is very difficult because BJP has never got a clear mandate. They have a manufactured mandate recently, and they have tried to justify.
Sir, by that logic, in the last 2 decades, nobody's got. I mean, barring 2008, when the BJP came to power on its own, it's been 15 years since there has been a clear mandate in Karnataka.
Yeah. That is because of anti-incumbency factor. Congress has paid a heavy price for that. Now, including Mr. Jagdish Shettar joining Congress, I think Congress is not going to get that 113 mark. That's the kind of sound, noise, fury, and all that they are making as an opposition party. That is natural. People would definitely like an opposition to be like that, more so during the period of election, because after the elections there will be a lull, and the suspense will be again another drama. Who is going to be the chief minister and all that. Now, in BJP's case, there was a possibility. They were very near to the majority in terms of seat distribution and all that, what they promised. But the kind of list they have announced in South Karnataka or Old Mysore, I think BJP has still not made any major gain or improvement.
Right. Quickly, before we let you go, Professor Puranik, in South Karnataka, my old Mysore, that's the stronghold of the JDS. The JDS was nowhere in the picture when the when this election campaign began. And looks like right now, they're again on course for those 30-40 seats. Would you think that this time around too, JDS could be getting up 30-40 seats in between all this Congress, BJP back and forth?
No, before coming to your channel, my assessment was JDS will be around 38. Which is possible because I know the Wakaligas much more closer, intellectuals and the kind of middle class Wakaligas and all that. Every day I interact. They know that I do appear on public channels like this and all that. They want to convey that last chance, because former Prime Minister Deve Gowda's appeal, and that kind of emotional or emotive contact, it definitely works in old Karnataka, especially in South Karnataka. And Modi, Mr. H.D. Deve Gowda, what kind of magic or a kind of tears he will roll. The more tears he rolls, the more seats he gets.
Professor Chambi Puranik, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast and enlightening us with all that, not just me, the entire country has to understand about the state of Karnataka and its politics. Professor Chambi Puranik, thank you so much. And of course, my colleague Mahesh Chitnis, who's always with us, getting us the ground realities of Karnataka, the ground political realities. Mahesh Chitnis, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, our political editor, Brijesh Pandey, who's, sitting in the center, like Professor Chambi Puranik told us, you are sitting in Delhi. We're Delhi people. We are Delhi are seeing the big picture of what's happening in Karnataka. And thank you so much for joining us, the big picture. It's a wrap here from my side. This is Krishna Kumar signing off. Keep it with News 9.